Good afternoon, welcome back to part 2 of the Rolling in the Deep. And it's a bit hot today, isn't it? Well, it is where I live. So I'm just showing up, hair washed, just had a nice shower, just done an hour and a half yoga. And if you follow me, you'll know that I'm a yogi. I used to be, just into yoga, but apparently you what's the word? When you've been doing it for a long time, you become a yogi. So get like an upgrade. You become like a yogi. And yeah, I can understand that, because been on this journey 8 years, healing myself, working through my chakras, constant healing, Some might say a bit fanatic, but when you're coming out, when you're fighting a chronic illness, you're fighting for your life some days, you're fighting to just get up out of bed most days. I'm not talking days, months, years. You'll have, it's a roller coaster. That saying, life is a roller coaster. Yeah, that song. Life is a roller coaster, just gotta ride it. Yeah, it's a roller coaster. And that's in every area of your life, because when you've got an illness in your body, can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it was emotional, it was mental, it was physically draining. Yeah, all levels. So I knew way back, taking my spiritual awakening 8 years, but you're taking my chronic illness about 20 years. And how I healed and had that knowing that it was an inside out job. So I just couldn't go to the doctors. I'm not saying you shouldn't, of course you should. Doctors are there for that. But my path was different. My path was always destined to take me down another road, completely different, a lot of learning, a lot of growing, a lot of evolving, a lot of deep searching inside of myself, facing things inside myself, healing, releasing emotions. Yeah, a lot. It was a lot prior to my awakening, but when my awakening hit, I knew it had just begun, I thought, oh no, what's coming now? Yeah, that was that oracle in me, could see what was to come. And I mentioned it on my last video. I see timelines before they're here, and that's gifts that are just returned to me, that I've been doing it all along, but I realise I'm doing it now, so I've become more aware and more loyal. I've stayed to this path, myself, my gifts, spirit team. Just close this door so I can downstairs. Interruptions, yeah, you get interruptions on this path, but you stay loyal to yourself. You're going to have interruptions. If you're a twin flame, can't speak for anyone else, you're going to have interruptions. Some seen, some unseen. Yeah, spiritual warfare. They want to interrupt you. They want to stop you from finding your wings. They don't want you finding, they don't want you getting out of this. No. Nine of Swords, above her head, turmoil, distress, great isolation, worry, exhaustion. That's those Nine of Swords. That was those Nine of Swords hanging above my head daily. I used to liken it to a big dark cloud, big thunderstorm that was going on, but this thunderstorm wasn't passing, And then I realised the key for this thunderstorm to pass and for the sun to come out. I can see thunderstorm. This is another gift that's returned back to me. My clairs. Very, very visual visions coming through now, I was always getting them, but it's like a little storybook going on. So there's a thunderstorm going on in my head at the minute. And I knew the key to, this thunderstorm really, really leaving my life, and not just for a day, not just for a month, no, forever, you know. I knew it was to go inside, and I knew it was an inside out job, and I knew for that to happen, it was going to shake things up, you know. It's going to change my full life. I knew that in the chronic illness stages. I knew that I was being targeted also. So my old home was very much dark stuff in there. And I look back at childhood now, it's been on my tail from childhood, possibly coming here to Earth, I mean. So it makes sense now, you know. I figured it all out. And the more healing and the more inside I've gone, and you go inside to truly heal. You can't look for it from others. You can't want validation from others. You can't expect others to give you the answer. You are the answer. You are the key. You are the key. And by going inside, that's where you find, you know, yeah, by going inside, that happens, you know. Find your magic. You become, you know that everything's inside of you. You know, this stage, you was holding yourself there. You know, some outside external forces, yes, but you was allowing that to happen. And I realised, I was like, why do I allow this to happen time and time again? Why do I allow others to, why do I look to others for validation? Why don't I look to myself? What is it inside of me that I need to look outside of myself to get myself out of these 9 of Swords? So the minute I started to look inside myself, really analyse, these 9 of Swords started to one by one fall off that world. And I started to become more and more aware and more clearer of, wow, I hold everything inside me. I am the alchemist. I can change this dark into light. I am the magician. We all are. We all hold all this inside us. But, you know, for me to realise I was the magician, to really come out of this thunderstorm and see the sun, you know. Like, I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Yeah, I can see. It's beautiful. I can see just like thunderstorm. I can see a rainbow. Yeah, I had to feel this. I had to feel the 3 of Swords. And I thought I'd felt the 3 of Swords in my chronic illness and in certain relationships, you know. No, was I sadly mistaken? The 3 of Swords was the catalyst, my twin flame catalyst. That pain in my heart was the 3 of Swords. And these 9 of Swords above me that have been inside me all my life, that have been around me all my life. So people, environments, my own imprisonment also, you know, my chains that I've let others lock me in, and also my ego, all of that. Yeah. This twin flame catalyst was the, where's that card? Got all the cards here that I need. Was the Tower. Yeah, when my twin flame held that mirror to me, and I held that mirror to her, that caused that tower, you know, that caused everything to come crashing down. Now, I thought I'd experienced crashing down and towers in my life. I just started to come out of, I'd say, a 15-year battle with chronic health issues. Sometimes not thinking, can I get through this, you know? And the environment that I was living in and putting up with yeah, these 9 of Swords. That's what I was putting up with. That's what I was living with. I know better now, you know. But it took this. It took this 3 of Swords in my heart. Yeah. Daggers in my heart and this Tower to bring everything crashing down. Everything I'd had beliefs in, everything I thought was true, so society, programming, ancestral. Yeah, it took the twin flame catalyst to wake me up and to bring this Tower on, to feel that pain like I've never felt pain before in the separation from my twin flame. Yeah, so the lovers, yeah. That connection, that deep knowing of you're connected to another, but the circumstances, you know, in your life that yeah, that interrupt this connection. The saying, that's the darker parts of this journey, but it's not all so dark, you know, because the interruptions on this journey and the separations that you go into, that's where you find the strength to get yourself out of this 3 of Swords. How else would you rebuild your tower? So if you caught my last reading, your ivory tower. Not a tower that's going to come crashing down. No, it's a foundation. It's a legacy you're leaving. Not just for yourself. A legacy is left for others. Ancestral, karma, all of that. That's what twin flames are here for. They bring it all crashing down. It comes crashing down in your life. Sorry, I've got lippy, a bit of lip gloss on. Like, annoy me. It comes crashing down around you. Everything, all your beliefs, all your programming, all those old paradigms, you know, come crashing down, and you're like, what the is going on here? Just like I had my life figured out, just out like chronic illness. It's just rebuilding. No, my path was destined. It was written in the stars a long time ago, before I came here. I understand that now. I've done the work. I know I'm an alchemist. I've seen myself as an alchemist. And I go into deep meditations and my sessions that I do with my clients. I'm the alchemist. I'm turning the dark into light. I'm a weaver of energy. I understand energy. That's my ancient gifts that I've retained through all the healing I've done. Through being brave enough to face these 3 of Swords in me blooming heart. You know, I thought I was like, oh, get these swords on me heart. Can't take it anymore. Yeah, that's the twin flame journey. Brings everything crashing down. Yeah. And it is a journey of love. It's a journey of love back to yourself. It's a journey of love and connection. You know, connection that spans time, space, and yeah, sands of time. That infinity, it looks back around. And it's a journey back to yourself, you know, that wholeness. And it's a journey finding strength, like true strength. I'm a Leo. Yeah, that infinity there, look. Yeah, it's infinity. It's never ending. It's never ending. And yeah, see the light go out there? People like to try and take your light out as well. Try to dim your light. That's the interruptions on this path. But also the interruptions serve as a really, really good another catalyst, you know, to keep pushing you further, to find more strength. So those interruptions, I don't look at like my twin flame interruption as a tower and I can't rebuild. Oh no, I look at my interruptions now and the separations as, right, okay, I've got some more healing to do. I've got more wounds to clean up. I've got more traumas to go into. Got more work to do, because it's journey work, you know. And yeah. And no, I look at it as like, right, here we go. There's more gifts coming, there's more upgrades. It's a challenge, you know. So I look at this tower and these separations that are happening. Like, right, we're close, you know, we're close to this union, anchoring it in the physical, the earthly realm. Because we're always connected in 5D. It's soul. It's the angel wings. It's soul connection. It's heart. It's that red thread. So this tower, these separations. Now I'm the magician, so I understand. Right, I've got to alchemize some more energy. You know, I've got to go back inside my cave, and I've got to alchemize more dark on this path. And that's pushing us. You know, it's bringing in more strength. It's bringing in more you know, awareness. It's bringing in more light. You know, this card, the sun. It's balancing things out, you know. Judgment. Yeah. Judgment gets called on this path. My spirit team called Judgment. There was like, right. Yeah, we're calling it now. It's time to separate again. You know, because you've got to do the work. You both got to do the work. One does the work, the other does the work. You're the same soul, two bodies, but connected, you know. Soul. A different level altogether. Yeah, a bit messy today. But yeah, storm rolling in the deep. That's your dark night of the soul. That's when everything comes crashing down around you. That's when, yeah, that's when you're taking this journey. Yeah, you're going into your death. Yeah, let's start with that card. It's your death and your rebirth. Your dark night of the soul is your death and the rebirth. You're going into battle. Not just with yourself. No, you're battling everybody. You're battling seen, unseen. You're going to battle. Battling with your twin also, you know. Because me being the divine feminine energy, I'm the one that woke up first to this connection. Being soul. Because I'm more intuitive. I'm more open to spirit. I'm getting the messages. I'm getting the downloads. I'm understanding this connection. That it's endless, you know. It's an endless love. And it's all about the right timing. It's divine timing. The sands of time. And yeah, for that, you have to feel this. 3 swords. That's your catalyst. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Not just for you. Humanity needs you. You know, you had a plan all along. Spirit had a plan all along. But you had a plan all along. I now remember why I came here. You know, because I'm not from here. There's many that are not from here. And I remember. And it's these 3 swords that made me remember why I came here. And what strength, you know, I'm going to need while I'm here. First I had to find it all again. I'd forgotten how much strength I held inside me. I'd forgotten I was this alchemist, this magician. Came here with it all inside me. But I had to wake up to it. And these 3 swords, they woke me up. I went into my dark night of the soul. A couple of them. First one, I was like, wow, what is this? Like, get me out. Get me out. That's the tower. Everything you thought was real. The illusion, the veil, matrix. I can't look at it the same now. My eyes are open. And yeah, I've had that death and that rebirth. Carl Jung, gonna get one of his books. Surprised I've not got one of his books. I've got many books. My library it's a spiritual library. I've not really got any, like, I'm going to say normal books, you know, where you can just read a book and just be like, oh, that was chill, that. No, mine were like crystals and light codes and, heretics and spiritual, you know, because you come across that on your journey. Spirit will guide you to things that is going to help you on your journey. And you need that. When you're going through a death and a rebirth, you need that. I've done this before, you know, I've done this cycle before, this infinity. I've had many death and rebirths. I'm an ancient soul. So this is what's returned back to me. This knowing. I've got a connection with another. Yes, I'm an ancient soul. Yes, I'm a twin flame. Yes. I've had many death and rebirths. It's a cycle. But this time around, it's the last one. It's the right timing. It's the right time to find my wings, find my angel wings, return them back to me, and then show others how to find theirs. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help others. I'm here to, me and my twin, we're here to do something together. Now, although separation, you know, can have you in that ego mind thinking, you're not doing it together. We are doing it together. We've always been doing it together. It's what we signed up for. It's also a contract. But, you know, that ego takes us, oh, how come we're doing it together if we're not here in the physical? Well, that's the ego. That's the illusion. The illusion is there's no separation. There never was. And I know that now because of my death and rebirth. So yeah, I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck in the hangman. I'm not in limbo wondering, is my twin flame coming back and I need her in the physical and all of that? No, because I'm out that illusion. That feels well and truly dropped away from me. I won't ever be in this again. I understand this journey. Teaching others about this journey. I am a spiritual teacher. That's the plan all along. I am one of the ascended masters, and that was the plan all along, for me to come here to uncover my magic first with my heartbreak and my lessons, my earth lessons that you have to learn, and have my death and my rebirth, my final death and my rebirth, and have everything in this earthly realm come crashing down. And it woke me up, you know, to who I am all along. Yeah, and kept me going forward. Chariot. Yeah, kept going forward. There's no going back. Yesterday's gone. You don't know what's coming tomorrow. All you have is the now. Eckhart Tolle, another good book. Throwing the books in today. Yeah, books, you know, there's codes in books, there's spiritual knowledge in books. I prefer a book to sitting down watching television. But then you watch a film these days. I watched Cocoon last night. I'll be doing a reading on that. And if you remember the Cocoon films, yeah, there was light beings on the earthly realm. Yeah, we are here, you know. We've been here a long time. I just didn't realise I was one of them. I do now. And yeah, Cocoon. Just fancied watching Cocoon last night. No coincidences, neither on this path. You're drawn to what you're drawn to. Spirit draws me to what I'm drawn to, you know. So yeah, and because I'm this now, High Priestess. Yeah, and I am a priestess, a High Priestess of the Rose Path, Mary Magdalene. That's another thing that's returned back to me. So by many lifetimes, this cycle, death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. Don't know how many times yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll figure that out. But many, you know, because we are many. We're not just one. Multidimensional beings, light beings. Light being the word. We all carry the light inside of us. Yes, we all carry shadow. That's how I take this journey, to balance the shadow out. Because you don't get rid of the shadow. That shadow comes with us. You welcome the shadow. You face the shadow and you're like, hi shadow. Come on, come for a walk with me today. You realise that shadow comes with you. Like that rose and the thorn that belong together. The thorns, that's your pain. That's your three swords in your heart. So I'm saying I'm a High Priestess. Like, people might laugh at that, but I don't care anymore, you know, because for me to help others on their journeys, I've got to put it all out there. Be vulnerable enough to say, yeah, I am an High Priestess of the Rose. Yeah, I am from the angelic realm. Yeah, I am a twin flame. Yeah, I am 144. That might sound a bit like, well, you can't be all of that. Bloody hell. Stop being greedy. Just be one thing. It's not my choice, right? It's these cycles. It's this infinity loop. It's this death and the rebirth, death and the rebirth, death and the rebirth. I'm an ancient soul. 144. So I've got many gifts of lifetimes that have returned to me. My multidimensional aspects of myself returned. So yeah, I am an high priestess. That was one of the later parts that returned to me, because it wasn't clicking for me. Could hear Mary Magdalene coming through, and then Yeshua at certain parts, but I knew him as Jesus then. But yeah, the initiations and the tests that you get thrown at you, I can call him a Yeshua now, you know. It's that remembrance come back, you know. And yeah, high priestess of the Rose. Yeah, I am that. I'm part of the Rose lineage path. So I remember that part of myself. I remember my twin flame part of myself. I remember my angelic part of myself. I remember I'm an alchemist part of myself. All multidimensional aspects, fractals, returned back to me. I remember I hold light. I remember I hold shadow. I remember I hold strength. Yeah, all these aspects, these fractals, return back to me. Yeah, and that was because I sailed away from the illusion. Yeah, I did. For by illusion, not holding me back anymore. No, I'm here to fully experience the human, all human parts of us. So that song, I'm a human being. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's the song spirit? Human being and a real hero. That song. We're human being and a real hero. Yeah. I'm here to experience. I came here, signed up to experience the full human experience. The pain, the confusion, the frustration, the dark, the light, all that, you know, and to expand for my soul, to expand. And another healer, my Reiki master, she told me, she went, the more that I work with you, Ellie, you're here to do something big. I was like, yes, I know. I know, I'm a twin flame. It's a big job we've got on our hands. Light workers, light seeds, we've all got a big job on our hands. But we've been doing it, you know, we're front line. Yeah, we're God's warriors, warriors of light. That's what they're saying, yeah. Because just see us all stood at that front line. Warriors of light, ready to go to battle. And we do that for humanity, you know. We go to battle for our own souls first, to find this light and shadow, and to balance that out. And then to break it all down. This earthly realm, this matrix what we live in, this illusion, this control. Nah, we'll break it all down. So that's what we're going into battle for. I can see, wow, I'm on a battlefield. I've got all the angels and the ancestors, and we're all in battle. Yeah, we're all battling together, you know, because it's one big battle for the galaxy, for the universe. See freaking E-Man now. Yeah, you know, like these films, what we watch? Master of the Universe. Yeah, can't watch these like I used to now. Now my eyes are open. Got eyes to see, ears to hear. Mary Magdalene words. I can't watch films like I used to. Like, these films I've been watching for years since kid. Messages in them, you know. Yeah. It's a battle. We're in a battle. It's a spiritual warfare. So the ones on the earthly realm, the angelics, you know, there's angels on earth. I keep getting cold. I'm told that all the time by people. It's getting more and more now, and every time they say it, I'm like, because I've done this work, you know, I know who I am. That's not from an ego, because you balance your ego out. When you take these three swords out, out your heart, you've done the work. You know, you've yeah, once you've had a death and a rebirth and you've gone into that dark night of the soul, you've done the work. And yeah, I am angel on earth. I am high priestess. I am twin flame 144. I just happen to be ancient, you know. This path makes you feel ancient some days, but I'm coming out of that now. So I'm finding my natural light, you know. Like, I'm on here and I've got, yeah, no makeup, my hair's a mess, and, well, it's not a mess actually, it feels lovely. I found this new shampoo that I'm using, and I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I do at the same time, yeah. So, yeah, natural. You become more natural, more authentic. You show up as your authentic self. That's what this path's back, it's calling us back to, you know, true authentic self. But not just the human. No, you find the divine. So you know you're human and divine. If you'd told me 8 years ago, I'd finding all this, I mean, my head would have been spinning. But I wouldn't believed it. Done now, done the journey, 8 years. Want to help others find this light inside themselves, find this sun. Yeah, there's going to be dark times. We're on the earth for them, but there's more light coming, you know, because the light workers, the warriors on the front line, the ones that could see this coming for others, that's the light. We're holding the light for others, you know. I'm offering courses, I'm offering one-to-ones, I'm offering all, you know, my sacred knowledge that I've worked very, very hard to return back to me. Say 8 years, but longer, since my chronic illness, you know, and possibly before. So I've always been on this journey, but some years not knowing it. The awakening, I know it. I know I'm on a journey. Yeah, journey back to my soul, but also the human. So my right to be free as a human being, not to be locked into society's programming. My right to have a voice, opinions, freedom. Yeah, like that other film with Mel Gibson in it, Freedom. You can't take my, but you can't take my freedom. No, they can't, but they did for quite a while. They kept us under that veil, you know. Not now. There's yeah, the spiritual warfare has already been won. We've won it. We've won the battle. Woo! Yeah, we've won what was hidden from us, you know. With this moon, all things that have been hidden. It's our light, our divine gifts. Our divine feminine and our divine masculine. That's your key. That is your key. So, this woman, tattered wings. We've all got wings. A bit tattered and torn. These are your wounds, your traumas, your obstacles you push through. I mean, she's pushing up a hill, mountain, cold, snowy mountain. Obstacles coming every direction. That's your dark night of the soul. That's journey. Pushing all the illusions, all the obstacles out the way. What's being hidden, you know, to find what's being hidden from us. Once you start pushing these back down the hill, away from you, and you know, you're still carrying up that hill, you're still ascending, you're still gonna go reach the top of that mountain, and you're gonna claim back what's yours, and it's your human and your soul. Now, I'm not just saying your soul, because as humans, we've had things took off us. We've been silenced far too long. So you're claiming you're human, and then, yeah, you claim your soul at the same time. But that's what's being hidden behind this moon. Now the moon comes into it. Yeah, it's shadows. Shadows are scary, but shadows, you know, they're only scary because you're giving them that power to be scary. So the minute you take your power back, and you go, hi shadow, you make friends with a shadow. Let's go and get a drink. dandelion tea also. Natural. Earthy. Yeah. I think that's opened up my psychic. Well, I know it's opened up my psychic medium giz, but I would say it was more the moon, the rare blue moon, what we've just come through. We've also got a beautiful rose, strawberry rose moon. Now, doesn't that sound yummy? I was like, oh wow. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some healing on that. Yeah, but shadows, you know, might sound scary. Nobody likes shadows, do they? Because they're like lurking behind you, and like, you always feel like being watched. You can take your power back and you face them. They're not scary. They're friend. They are how you find your light. All of your light. What's being hidden behind this moon. Right, so that's didn't even get to the automatic lighting, but we're going to come on to part 3, but I'm going to cut off here because it's 35 minutes. I'm trying to keep them shorter, but again, showing up natural, authentic. My channeling is how it comes out. Even I, with this storybook going on in my head and my clairs all open, to see what's coming, you know. But then sometimes I don't see what's coming. That high priestess oracle in me. So it's balance, you know. I have a balance of the dark and the light, you know. So yeah, it's about balance. So I'm going to come on to part 3 and talk about the directions. Are you going to follow? You've got choices, you know. You have free will. Are you gonna stay where society's put us? Are you going to just put up with, yeah, I'm alright with this. I don't want the tower to come crashing down. I don't want to find my light. No. It's too hard. It's too hard. Push up this hill, this snowy mountain, push these burdens away. It's too hard to face those 9 of Swords. It's too hard to sail away from things that I've been used to. Part 3 coming up. What direction will you choose? Okay, I'll speak to you soon.